Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome once again in the online MUS classroom with our lesson number 5. My name is Anjum Zahra. Alhamdulillah, the last week lesson, you were all listening very nicely and you all participated successfully too in the quiz. So inshallah, there will be a quiz in today's lesson as well. And I hope you will listen to the lesson again very carefully. So let's start our lesson now. So in today's lesson, we will start the lesson with a dua, and then we will have a quick review of the last week. Then we will move on to the shout outs to all those participants who have participated in the last week's activity. And then there will be a star of the week. And in today's lesson, we will be talking about, as you all know, that this week, the end of this week is marked the martyrdom or the shahada of our first Imam, which is Imam Ali alayhi salam. And it's a sad day for us. So inshallah, we'll be talking about Imam Ali alayhi salam in our today's lesson. And also because we have completed our first part of the book 1, which is the Aqaid. So now we will be moving on to the next section, which is our history. In history, we will be talking about Prophet Adam alayhi salam. And also in the fiqh, we will be talking about good manners during the salah. And then najasa means all the impurities. Then there will be a quiz and activity for next week, and we will end the lesson with our dua al-faraj. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi zidni ilma. My Lord, increase me in knowledge, inshallah. So this is the last week's quick review, where we talked about the Quran, and we talked about the Quran as Muslims, it's a holy book, and we talked about the Laylatul Qadr. We also talked about the importance of reading Quran and making it a habit in our daily life. Also in our fiqh section, we talked about the positions in the prayer, and we did and then we had a quiz after. So a big shout out to all the lovely participants who had sent me their last week's activity. So well done, mashallah, and alhamdulillah, jazakallah. May Imams and the Prophets and Allah be pleased with you for doing this lovely activity and taking part in it. So a big shout out to Hania Naqvi from Slough, Ghazi Sunasira from London, Tasbi Ali Zaidi from Slough, Hadia Naqvi, Moiz Naqvi from Manchester, Abbas Ali from Walsall, Muhammad Naki Haider, Muhammad Jawad, then Zakaria, and Sayyida Jia Rizvi. These are, mashallah, these are the participants who probably you would have seen that they are very regular and they are participating on a regular basis in our activities. So, mashallah, well done. And here comes the star of the week. Well done, Hania Naqvi. This week's star of the week is Hania Naqvi, mashallah. Hania Naqvi, may you have a long, prosperous, blessed life for making a wonderful card, because the last week's activity was to make the Imam Hassan's birthday card. And she has made a pop-up card for our dearest Imam, or our beloved Imam, Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. And she's also made some little candles at the top as well. So well done, Hania. Excellent. Okay, so in today's lesson in Aqaid, we'll be talking about Imam Ali. As we all know that Imam Ali is our first Imam. Okay, we have got 12 Imams, and Imam Ali alayhi salam is our first Imam. He's at the top of the list of when we talk about our Imams, because he's the Imam who came first. So I hope you will be listening carefully, because there'll be a lot of questions in the quiz today. Okay, and Imam Ali alayhi salam is our first Imam. And then we all know that when it's a birthday, then there's a special date that we remember in a year. It comes once in a year. And when we talk about Imam Ali's birthday, it comes on 13th of the Rajab. Because we talked about their Islamic months as well. There are 12 Islamic months. And Imam Ali had been born on the 13th of Rajab. And where he was born, he was blessed to be born in the house of Allah. And the house of Allah, what do we call it? We call it Khana Kaaba. So Imam Ali alayhi salam was born inside the Khana Kaaba. And this was one of the blessed trait and quality that he had been. No one else had been born inside the Kaaba. Imam Ali had been born inside the Kaaba. His father's name, and we all know that when we talk about someone, we talk about their father and mother. So it's very important to know in the history who was the father of our beloved Imam, Imam Ali alayhi salam. So the name of the father of our beloved Imam Ali alayhi salam was Abu Talib. Okay, I repeat again, it's called Abu Talib. And now Abu Talib was also the uncle of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay, so in that term, Imam Ali was related to to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And his mother's name was Fatima bint Asad. Okay, so this is a little biography about, or little facts about Imam Ali alayhi salam that you need to remember. So he was our first Imam. He is our first Imam. He was born on 13th of Rajab. He was born inside the Kaaba. And his father's name was Abu Talib and mother's name was Fatima bint Asad. So when we talk about his marriage, means who was his wife. So we say that Imam Ali alayhi salam been married to, he married Lady Fatima alayhi salam or salamullah alayha. And who was Lady Fatima? Bibi Fatima Zahra. She was the daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay, and Imam Ali had and Imam Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha, they both had 5 children. Okay, how many children they had? They had 5 children, and some of them you probably already know their names. Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba, Imam Hassan, whose birthday we celebrated the last week on the weekend. So Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba was the son of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Then we had Imam Hussain alayhi salam, who was also the son of Imam Ali. Then Bibi Zainab. Did you remember Bibi Zainab? Who was Bibi Zainab? She was sister of Imam Hussain, who was with her in the Battle of Karbala as well. And then there was Bibi Kulsum. She was also the daughter of Imam Ali, and Hazrat Mohsin. Now Hazrat Mohsin alayhi salam it was very sad and it was very unfortunate that he died before his birth. So even before his birth, he didn't come into this world. So there were 5 children of Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullah alayha, and these were the names that we just discussed. Now we talk about the Shahada, means the martyrdom or the death of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now while we are talking about the death of Imam Ali alayhi salam, because we should all know that this month, which is the holy month, of which holy month we are in now, we are in the holy month of Ramadan. And Imam Ali alayhi salam, it is very sad for us that he has been died or he's martyred, he's been killed in the month of Ramadan. So he was actually praying. He was praying in the mosque when a very bad person whose name was Ibn Muljim, he came with a sword and he struck, and the sword was all poison. It was full of poison. What that bad person did is he struck that sword on Imam Ali alayhi salam while he was in the sujood. He was doing his prayer in the mosque. So this happened on the 19th of Ramadan, means this week, the end of this week marks the Shahada of our dear beloved Imam. That's why it's a sad day. It's going to be a sad day for us because it's our first Imam and he is being killed on that day. So we will not be having any happiness or any celebration on that day. We will try to remember our Imam, read some books about him, or maybe do his ziyarah to please him. So how he was died? He was struck with a poisoned sword by Ibn Muljim while he was praying Salah in the Grand Mosque of Kufa. Now, what was the name of the mosque? Those who had been to Iraq, probably some of you would have already visited Iraq and had been to Karbala. So in Iraq, there is a famous city which is called Kufa, and this mosque was in the city of Kufa, which is called the Grand Mosque of Kufa. And it was 19th of Ramadan when he was actually being struck with the sword. So what happens if you've been struck with a sword? You'll be in blood, obviously the blood will be everywhere. And the chances will be higher that you will die with that sword. So that happened with Imam Ali alayhi salam as well. He was martyred from this injury. He got injured, and then 2 days after, he died or he was killed. on the 21st of Ramadan. Ramadan. And when we talk about Imam Ali alayhi salam, we already discussed the kalima. Yeah? And in kalima, we know that the kalima had 5 parts, and in the part 3 of the kalima, we mention Imam Ali alayhi salam as well. How do we mention Imam Ali in the kalima? As Aliyun Waliyullah. We say that Imam Ali is the one which is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this shows that we believe as Muslims that Imam Ali is our wali. He is close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also he is wasiyu Rasulillah, means after Prophet peace be upon him, he is the leader. He is our leader. So first Prophet Muhammad is our leader, but after him, when he is not in the world, then Imam Ali, he appointed Imam Ali as a leader. And also, so Kalima's 3rd, 4th, and 5th part talks about Imam Ali. So did you realize how important this personality is to us, that he's even mentioned in the Kalima as well? And in the 5th part, we have already learned about that in our previous lessons. So Aliyun Waliullah, and then we say that he's the Wasiyu Rasulillah. And when did that happen? This place, did you remember? When Prophet, peace be upon him, mentioned Imam Ali as the next leader, he mentioned him as the leader at the Ghadir Khum. That was the place. Just like, you say, you mention a name of the city, you say, oh, that place is called Manchester, or maybe if you are from London or Slough or somewhere. So that place where Imam Ali is with Prophet Muhammad, that place is called Ghadir Khum. And that's why you probably know about the Eid. It's one of the biggest Eid that we celebrate is Eid al-Ghadir. Yeah, and so Eid al-Ghadir, why do we celebrate Eid al-Ghadir? Because that's the day when Imam Ali has been chosen as the leader after Prophet. And Khalifatuhu bila first means he is the true Khalifa. He's the true leader. So now let's talk about the story time. And story time, dear children, those who have already got the book 1, just to remind you that we have finished the Aqaid part of our book. So now we have moved on to the history. So history is full of stories. So those who are interested in stories, probably they will enjoy the story. So today we will be talking about the story of, or we will be talking about Prophet Adam alayhi salam. Okay. I'm going to read the story for you now. So long ago, there was no earth, no sky, no sun or moon. Then Allah decided to make a beautiful world. Allah just said, be. And then the earth and sky, the bright sun, the shining moon, twinkling stars, the tall mountains and big oceans and seas were all created. So those who have attended my lesson of Allah the Creator, they know that we believe that Allah has created everything. So this story is talking about the time when there was nothing in this world. It means this world was not came into existence. It was talking about when Allah created this world, what things he created. He created earth, sky, sun, shining moon, stars, tall mountains, big oceans and seas. These are all created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah made the earth go around the sun. So you know how these days and nights are created. Sometimes we have the day and then we have a night as well. So what Allah did is, Allah made the earth go around the sun in circles so that there would be day and night and many different seasons. So those parts of the earth which are in front of the sun, which are facing the sun, in those parts of the world it will be the day, and those parts which are away from the sun, in those parts of the world it will be night. That's why we see that in some countries it would be day, but in some other parts of the world it will be night at that moment. This is how it works. Okay, then Allah made the clouds, caused rain to fall and grass to grow. Soon the earth was full of lovely flowers, roses, tulips. You know, this is the spring season and we see all these lovely flowers everywhere. Roses, tulips, pansies, daisies, lupins, and tall, lovely green trees as well. Allah created all the animals and birds and insects, from the little black ant and the busy bees to the big eagles that fly high above, and from the tiny goldfish to the big whale, and also the elephants, lions, tigers, so whichever animal you can think of, Allah has created all those animals and birds, even horses, cows, goats, sheep, bears, and all the wonderful creatures that you know of. Allah made them all. And now, if we talk about something like fruits, that we go to the market and we buy the fruits, these are fruits are created by Allah as well. If we talk about oranges, sweet grapes, soft bananas, pears, so you see every fruit has a different texture and it has a different taste. Would you say that a banana tastes the same as an orange? No. You would say that every fruit has a different taste and every fruit has a different texture as well. So if you talk about pears, pineapple, mangoes, cherries, crunchy apples, where did all these fruits come from? Allah made them all grow on trees. Allah also made all the vegetables we love to eat, like corn, potatoes, carrots, lettuce, peas, and I'm sure some of these fruits and vegetables will be your favorite as well. Okay, so these are all the yummy fruits and vegetables that Allah has created. So what should we say? We should say, thank you, Allah, for making such a beautiful and wonderful world for us. Okay, when Allah created all these things, then what did Allah think of? He decided to make a human being, just like we are human beings. But do you know who was the first human being that Allah created? It wasn't us, it wasn't you, it wasn't me. It was Prophet Adam alayhi salam. So Prophet Adam alayhi salam was the first human being that Allah has created. And how he created him? He created the human being, the first human being, with mud and clay. So he created Prophet Adam with mud and clay. And then when he created the body, means he made his hand, his eyes, and every part of the body. Then he gave a soul to Prophet Adam. So now soul is something which is inside our body. We cannot see our soul. It's just like it's a spirit which is inside our body that we cannot see. But that's the soul of a human being that makes him a good or a bad person. It means all the thinking comes from your soul. Okay? So what happened is when Allah gave the soul to Prophet Adam, then he came to life, means he came into this world, because the body, if you take the soul out of the body, then your body cannot do anything. It's just like when you're in the dream. You know what happens in the dream when you're sleeping? You're just fast asleep, your body is not moving, your hand is not moving, your hand is at rest. Means it happens that you might get a dream when you are sleeping, and in your dream you go into some part of the world, but actually your body is on the bed. So you say you've been to a place, to a different part of the world in your dream, but actually your body was on the bed. So this is your soul. Okay, your soul had been moving or been flying to the different parts of the world. So similarly, when the soul had been given to the Prophet Adam, he came into this world. So just to remind you, Prophet Adam was the first human being who Allah created, and also he is the first prophet as well. Or in Arabic we say Nabi. Allah decided that Adam, or Prophet Adam, was going to be the first human being and also the first Nabi as well. Now, who is a Nabi? Nabi is a prophet, is someone whom Allah chooses to guide other human beings and to teach others about our religion. So he came into this world to teach the human beings about Islam, about the religion. So Prophet Adam is the father of, so we can say in other words that Prophet Adam is our father. He's the father of all the human beings and also the first Nabi who came to this world. So Allah gave the Prophet Adam the ability to see with his eyes, to smell with his nose, to taste with his tongue, and also gave him skin to feel. Allah taught the Prophet Adam many things and gave him also the knowledge. Okay? He gave him the knowledge, he gave him the brain to think from. Then Allah created, now when Allah created the Prophet Adam, he also had to create a woman. So the first woman that Allah created was Bibi Hawa alayhi salam. Allah wanted, so because he was alone, when he came into the world, he was alone and he was bored. So in order to give Prophet Adam a company, Allah created a lady or a woman, which was Prophet Adam or Sayyidah Hawa. And then they decided to live together as the first family in the world. So they were the first family in the world that Allah created. Okay, Prophet Adam and Bibi Hawa. So Allah put the Prophet Adam and Sayyidah Hawa in a beautiful garden and told them to live there happily. All the human beings you see in the world today, some are of different colors, they speak different languages. All of them are the children of the Prophet Adam and Sayyidah Hawa alayhi salam. You, me, all of you out there, we are all the children of the Prophet Adam and Sayyidah Hawa alayhi salam. Okay, so that was the story of the Prophet Adam, that Allah created him and the Bibi Hawa. Now we will be talking about our fiqh, the Islamic rulings or laws, and we will be talking about the good manners during Salah. Okay, so what are the good manners? Can anyone tell me what are the good manners that we should be thinking of while during Salah? So when we are doing a prayer, what good manners we have to think of? Yes, Ziva Rizvi? Yeah, Ziva Rizvi?
Respect.
Respect. Okay, respect. How would you explain respect during Salah? Respecting Allah
Don't
subhanahu
move
wa
your body.
ta'ala?
Don't move
Yes.
your body.
Yeah.
Don't move.
So yeah, it's a good point, Ziva. Well done. So Ziva said that it is one of the good manners that when we are praying, we should respect our God. So respect means that we should think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching us. So we should be very respectful when we are standing in our prayer. Okay? Can anyone else think of any good manners that we need to remember during Salah? Okay, Muhammad Naki Heather? Yeah?
We follow Salah.
Yeah? So, any good manners, any good things while we are praying? Should we be eating or drinking while we are? Is it a good manner while we are doing salah or prayer?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No, we should not be. Yeah. So when we are doing the salah or prayer, we say one of the good manners is that we should be just focusing and concentrating on our prayer mat and assuming and thinking that we are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should not be eating or drinking anything. So let's have a few more things to see. Here we are. Look at these pictures. What's happening here? So one of the good manners during Salah is that we should follow the leader of the Salah, okay? So if we have your father at home, he's the eldest and he knows his prayer well, he's all the actions and the actions of the Salah, then he should be the leader in the home who would be following you in your Salah. Offering Salah on time, yes, it has a lots of rewards as well if you are offering your Salah on time and also doing it properly. Yeah, and brushing your teeth means also, although it's optional, but it's one of the very good manners that when you are standing up for salah, before that you should brush your teeth. Although you do the wuzu before salah, but even before the wuzu, if you do brush your teeth, that's one of the good manners as well. Okay, and let's look at the next slide now. This is about Najasa. Okay, in fiqh, another important thing that we need to, so we have completed the salah portion of our fiqh. Now we have moved on to the najasa or tahara. Now what is najasa or tahara? Najasa means the impurities, means something which is dirty, which is not clean. And tahara means something which is pure or which is clean, okay, which is ritually clean. Okay, we say najasa is something which is ritually impure, and tahara means something which is ritually pure. Now I give you a scenario that when you go to the toilet, okay, so we know that when you go to the toilet, as Muslims, it is really important to clean yourself, okay? Because we say that whatever is in the toilet or whenever we go to the toilet, everything is najasa, means it's impure, it's unclean. And it's very important for us to clean ourselves. So if we take an example of Zahra in this scenario, that Zahra has to use the bathroom. After she was done, she used the watering can to wash herself 2 times. This was the special way she made herself clean, okay? So this is giving us basically a lesson that whenever you go to the toilet and you use the toilet, you need to make sure to use water to do the tahara or to clean yourself. Because what will happen if you don't do that? If you don't do that, then your body is najas, it's not clean. And if it's not clean, then wherever you will sit or if you'll do your prayer is not going to be accepted because you haven't done the taharat, you haven't used the water, you haven't washed yourself from the najasa, or you haven't parked. In other words, you can say you haven't parked yourself from the najasa. So you cannot do anything, you cannot read the Quran, you cannot do your prayer. So you are basically in a najis form. So as Muslims, it is very important. So whenever you use the bathroom, you should always be making sure to wash itself 2 times. Also, if you see, so we say that the urine or stool is najis. If you talk about the blood, now this blood could be from, if for example you cut your finger and the blood is coming from your finger, you had been playing in the garden or somewhere outdoor, and you cut yourself, or you're cutting something, you cut yourself and your blood was coming out. If you leave that blood as it is on your skin, that part of your body is najis, okay? That's impure. It is, as Muslims, it is very important to wipe or wash that blood off your skin, because otherwise it will go onto your clothes, and then your clothes will get stain of the blood as well, and that part of your cloth will get najis as well. And when you're praying, these are very important things you have to consider. You should not have any stains, big stains of the blood on your body or on your clothes, because your prayer will not be right in that. So if you see this scenario, there's a boy whose name is Ahmad, and he was playing in the yard. He fell, unfortunately, and when he fell, he scraped his arm really badly. So he scraped in a way that it started bleeding. It started bleeding, and because we discussed that blood is najis, he had to wash it in a special way. Now you cannot just say that you had some drops of water and then you just wiped it and then you said it's clean. No, you have to do it in a proper way. How you have to do it? He made sure that the blood did not get anywhere else. Means if you wipe something like that and you say, oh, it's gone on your cloth or some part of your clothes, it should not be like that. It should be wiped off. It should be washed off your body and from your clothes completely. So he went to the sink, okay, and he washed his elbow because his elbow was crushed. He washed his elbow under the running water. So he opened the tap and the water was running, and he put that part where it was bleeding underneath the running tap. So in this way, this was a special way, which is teaching us as well that whenever your part of the body is bleeding, this is a special way that you need to clean as well. Also, another impure thing that we have is the dogs. Now, while we are living in Britain here, we see there are dogs everywhere because British people, they love dogs. They love to keep dogs as pets. But just to remind you as Muslims that dogs are najis. They are, Allah has mentioned them as najasa or najis. So if you look at this scenario, it says Khadija, she was a girl and she was playing in the park, because we know whenever we go out in the park or go for a walk, the dogs are everywhere. Some of them are on the lead. Some of them probably they are just running in the park, and their owners, they're playing with the ball and then they're just catching them. And it might happen that you had been playing in the park and then the dog just came to you and touched you or your clothes, something like that. Okay. So Khadija was playing in the park and saw a cute little puppy. And although it's an animal and it's been created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we respect everything that Allah has created, but we have to also think of their being najis or not najis. Okay, she can over. She ran over to the pet because she said, "Oh, it's such a cute little puppy." She ran over to it, but her mom reminded her because Khadija was a Muslim. Her mom reminded her, if you keep it as a pet and it's wet, it licks you because the pet, they love licking their owners. If they lick you with their tongue, you have to wash yourself in a very special way because the tongue of the dog is najis as well. And then that, if he licks, for example, your jumper or your hand, that part of your body gets najis and you have to wash it in a special way. You can't just have the tissue paper and just wipe it off and say, oh, okay, it's clean now. No, you have to wash yourself in a special way because wet dogs and their tongues are najis. They are ritually impure. While playing with the dog, it licked Khadija's hand, so she washed her hand. And so she, once again, what did she do? She went under the sink. She opened the tap, and it was running water. And then she washed. She put her hand under the sink and she washed it. This was a special way. She made herself clean. So now she was clean. So these were the three basic things that we have discussed today, which are ritually impure. And you need to make sure whenever you have one of these problems or najasa on your body or on your piece of cloth, you should wash them in a special way. There are a few questions I think some of you had asked in the previous lessons related to dogs, but as we were not talking about dogs at that moment, so I did not answer them. But we can have a look at these questions now. The first question somebody asked was, if a dog licks my body or clothes, how should I purify it? Or how should I clean it? The answer is you should wash the area under running water. Yeah, that's what we have discussed. That running water comes from the tap and you need to make sure that you wash that area. If it's your leg or if it's your foot or something else, you need to make sure you wash it under the running water. And then there was a question somebody liked, I think, keeping dog as a pet. And he said, am I allowed to keep a dog as a pet in my house? So the answer is, it is better not to. Okay? Why? Because we said that the dog is najis. It's ritually impure. You can keep a cat or maybe a rabbit because they are not najis. Although we are not allowed to eat them, their meat. But keeping a dog is not permitted because it's najis and it's ritually impure. Okay. So now comes an activity for you to tell me, okay? So we have to basically circle the good manners during the salah. So when we are doing a prayer, we need to see what are the good manners that we have to follow. And we have to cross the bad things that we should not do during salah. So I would like you to please have a look at the first one, which is wearing dirty clothes during salah. Is it a good manner or not? Can you please raise your hands and I'll pick you up then. Should we wear dirty clothes for salah? Yes or no? Okay, we've got one hand. Mazhar Abbas. Okay, Mazhar Abbas. You can see here. Okay. Okay. Okay, Sayyida Fiza. Should we wear dirty clothes during salah? Is it a good manner or a bad manner?
Bad.
It's a bad manner. We should not be having, we should make sure that all clothes are clean. Offering salah on time. Is it a good manner or a bad manner? Moiz Naqvi? Okay. Yeah.
Good manner.
It's a good manner that we should be offering salah on time. Following the leader of salah is a good manner or no? Following the leader of salah. Okay. Alina Heather?
It's good.
Good manner to follow the leader of Salah when we are doing our prayer. Okay. And then we have talking with friends during Salah. Are we allowed to talk when we are actually praying? Sayyida Rizvi?
Oh, Abhi Kara. Abhi Kara.
Sayyida Rizvi, are we? It should be? Or no? Okay, I need to unmute you first. Okay, go ahead now.
It is not good.
Not good. It's not
talk with friends during Salah.
Yeah, so it's not allowed during Salah that you cannot talk to your friends. Watching TV at the time of Salah. Can you watch TV? Ziva Rizvi?
No.
No, we should not be, okay? We should not be watching TV during Salah. And brushing your teeth before Salah, is it good or Afifa Hassan? Okay. Afifa Hassan, should we brush our teeth before Salah? Is it a good manner or is it a bad manner? Okay. Let's pick someone else. I think she's Hadia Nakwi.
Well, she's asking you the question, brushing your teeth before Salah.
Yes.
Yes, it's a good manner. Yeah. So let's just quickly annotate it. And so it's not dirty clothes. No, we should not be wearing the dirty clothes. Okay. So we put a cross on this, and also not talking, no watching TV. But we would say that it's good that we should offer this a long time with a leader and also brush our teeth. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, label the positions in the Salah. So this was, I think, from the last week. Let's see how much did you remember the last week's lesson. Can someone name the first position of the Salah? What this girl here, what's the name of this position in the prayer where she's standing? Okay. Okay. Mike, someone is saying Mike is not. Okay. Mohit Heather? Yeah, raise your hands. So what's the first position called? This is? Mujtaba Ali? Okay, we have another hand. Moiz Nakwi, yeah? What's the first position called? Qiyam. Correct. What's the second position? We have Muhammad Ali Raza Shah. Muhammad Ali Raza Shah, what's the second position called? Ruku, correct. MashaAllah. Okay, and what's the third position we have? This is Ali Waris.
Sajida.
Sajda or sujood. And what is the last position? We have Muhammad Jawad. Yeah, Muhammad Jawad? Qunut, correct? Okay, so these are the positions. We have got Qiyam, then we have the Ruku, Sujood, and then we have the we have the Qiyam, Ruku, Sujood, and Qunut, which we do in the second prayer. Now comes the quiz, okay? So the quiz, the first question is, okay, what was the, I want you to only write the answer of the first question at the moment, okay? So the first question is, what was the name of first human being that Allah created in this world? Okay. So let's have a look at the answers now. Okay. Muhammad Ali Reza Shah, he is the first one to answer. Adam, Prophet Adam, Hazrat Adam, Mazhar Abbas, correct. Then we have Taj Shirazi, correct. Alina Fatima Abbas Ali, correct. It was the Prophet Adam who had been created first. Okay. And then we come to the next question. Okay. What was the name of our first Imam? So Alina Heather is the first one to answer. Our first Imam's name is, I want all you to please use the chat for answering the quiz. Okay. So we have answers from Alina Fatima and then Abbas Ali, Mazhar Abbas, Mujtaba Haider, Taj Shirazi, Hadia Naqvi, and Afifa Hassan. Afifa Hassan, we say Imam Ali alayhi salam. Okay, we do not say just Ali because we say that we respect and love our Imam. We say Imam Ali. Muhammad Ali Reza, that's correct. Ali Waris, correct. Okay, let's move on to the Sayyida Rizvi, that's correct. Now let's move on to the next question. Okay. When was Imam Ali alayhi salam born? When means you have to give the date of birth. Correct. Muhammad Ali Raza Shah, you are the first one to answer. 13 Rajab, correct. MashaAllah. Moiz Naqvi, Taj Shirazi, correct. Abbas Ali, Alina Fatima, correct. Ali Waris, Mazhar Abbas, Alina Heather, Afifa Hassan. Sayyida Rizvi, you wrote 25th of the Rajab. So that's not correct. Imam Ali alayhi salam was born on the 13th of the Rajab. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is, where was Imam Ali born? So you have to tell the place. So Chris Mortimer in Kaaba, correct. Mazhar Abbas Khana Kaaba. Alina Fatima Kaaba. Muhammad Haider Ali Waris, correct. Muhammad Ali Reza. Mujtaba Ali. Okay. Afifa Hassan. Kaaba. Mujtaba Haider. Kaaba. Abbas Ali, correct. Muhammad Naki Haider. I think we have answered the previous questions, 13th Rajab. How about where was Imam Ali born? Kaaba. MashaAllah, you have drawn the Kaaba. Ilya Zahra, so that's good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What was the name of Imam Ali's mother? It's a bit tricky, but not that tricky. We have discussed that in the lesson. So what was the name of Imam Ali's mother? Fatima binte. Okay, let's see who is the first one to answer. Alina Fatima. Fatima, yeah. So, but we have got two Fatimas in the history. So you have to tell the whole name. Taj Shirazi, wonderful, correct. It's Fatima binte Asad. That was the mother of Bibi Fatima, Imam Ali alayhi salam. Alina Haider, you just wrote bin. You have to write the whole name. It's Fatima bint Asad. Mazhar Abbas, correct. Hazrat Fatima bint Asad. Well done, Hadia Naqvi. You wrote Hazrat as well. Sayyida Fiza Hasnain, Fatima bint Asad, correct. Ziva Rizvi, correct. Muhammad Jawad, correct. Alina Fatima, correct. Afifa Hassan, Ali Waris. Mujtaba Haider, Moiz Naqvi bint Asad. Okay, Moiz Naqvi, you forgot the Fatima as well. So it's Fatima bint Asad. Next question. What was the name of Imam Ali's father? So you have to tell the name of the father now. What was the name of the father? Okay. Okay, so someone wrote Prophet Muhammad. Chris, the name of the father of Imam Ali, Prophet Muhammad was not the father of Imam Ali. That's correct. Muhammad Ali Reza, correct. Abu Talib. Okay, we discussed that Hazrat Abu Talib alayhi salam was the father of Sayyida Fiza, Mohid Haider, Hadia Naqvi, Afifa Hassan, Muhammad Naki Haider, correct. Fatima, correct. You're all correct. Next question is, do we have another question? Yeah. When did Imam Ali die? So you have to give the date which is coming in this end of this week. So I'm giving you a clue. 21st Ramadan, Muhammad Jawad, correct. Alina Haider, correct. Moiz Nakvi, correct. 21st of Ramadan, Sayyida Fiza, again you are right. Afifa Hassan, 21st of what? Which month? Ramadan, yeah? 21st of Ramadan, that's correct. You just thought you wrote 20. That's correct. Mariam Hussain, correct. Sayyida Rizvi, correct. Wahid Haider, Muhammad Naki Haider, you are correct as well. So it was 21st of Ramadan. Can you name the children of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Bibi Fatima? Can you name them? It's a bit tricky, but it's not impossible. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, two. Any other names? Bibi Fatima. Bibi Fatima was not the daughter of Imam Ali. She was the wife. Bibi Zainab, that's correct. And Taj Shirazi, well done. You wrote all 5 names. Kulthum, correct. And Hazrat Mohsin, well done. So we had, they had 5 children, Imam Ali and Bibi Fatima together. Well done, mashallah. Excellent. Okay. And what is Eid al-Ghadir? Now let's see who remembered. What is this Eid? We all Muslims, Shia Muslims, we celebrate the Eid al-Ghadir. But what is Eid al-Ghadir? Can someone explain? If someone wants to raise their hand, I want to see if someone can describe. So if I just lower the hands, the previous hands, and then we start again. Okay, just give me 1 minute. You think for 1 minute, I give you 1 minute to think about this. Now, what is Eid al-Ghadir? And then when I say to you, raise your hand, then you have to raise your hand, okay? So let's see if someone has remembered. What is this Eid all about? Okay, you can raise your hands, those who know. Okay, Mujtaba Heather, we have got first hand. I need to, okay, let's unmute you. Okay, Mujtaba Heather, what's Eid al-Ghadir?
Eid al-Ghadir is when Imam Ali alayhi salam became the leader.
He became the leader. And who appointed him? Who was with him?
Prophet Muhammad.
Prophet Muhammad. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, jazakallah, mashallah. This is correct. So Eid al-Ghadir is the, okay, I'm not going to tell, I'm going to just pick up one more child. Okay, how about Alina Fatima? Alina Fatima, would you want to go, give it a go?
What is Eid al-Ghadir?
What is Eid al-Ghadir?
Imam Ali?
Imam Ali became leader.
Imam Ali alayhi salam became the leader, and he was appointed by Prophet Muhammad. So dear children, this was all about today's lesson. We have an activity, and what you have to do, as we are commemorating the death anniversary of our beloved Imam Ali alayhi salam, at the end of this week, I want all of you to design a sword. The sword of Imam Ali, what was it called? It was called Zulfikar. So you all have to design the Zulfikar of Imam Ali, and the star of the week will be based on the most creative design. Okay, so make sure, make it as creative as you can. So let's have a dua, and it's Khuda Hafiz from my side. See you next week.
اللهم كل وليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة ولي ذليلا وإلا حتى تسكنه أرضك وتمتعه فيها تبيلا